Hold on. Don't do that. Don't wait. Just wait. Just wait.
Too late.
Bro, you already did it.
I did.
All right. All right. I'm going. Yeah, it is 17. Not that I didn't trust you. I trust
Yeah,
you.
no, you didn't. It showed right there.
Definitely did. All right. All right. There we go. Let me get my shit up quick. We'll get going. Do do do. That's crazy. All right. All right. This is episode 17 of the Nuff Said Sports Podcast. Best sports podcast in the game. I mean that when I say that with all my heart. My name is Adam Dickens. That is Trey Adams. Say what up, Trey.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all coming through.
Absolutely. We're here to do what we do best, and just talk shit and talk sports. We have a lot to get into. Before we start on that, make sure you guys follow us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. YouTube. Uh, Starting to post a lot of content, so get on the bandwagon while you can. That being said, we have the entire week one of NFL to talk about. We got big news on the Aaron Rodgers situation. We gotta give some analysis on him and give you guys some good insight. With that being said, start the intro, guys. All right, we are back. In the first and foremost, what we are going to talk about is that incredible game. Monday Night Football lived up to the hype, and we had the Jets versus the Bills. And Trey, you want to break down what happened with old A Rod?
His old dad said, "I'm taking my money and going home." That's what the hell happened.
And when you say it's over with before it even starts, I've got a what what's your opinion on the injury and just the entire situation? Like, do you feel bad for him? Jets? Do you feel bad?
Yeah,
Where do
absolutely.
you stand?
Absolutely. You have to. Like, they had their eyes set on the Super Bowl clearly, and that was just unfortunate. And he wasn't doing anything abnormal for him. It was something routine. Him trying to extend the play, and boom, your whole season flashes in 4 plays. And like you said, if you was watching the game live, you literally like felt the whole atmosphere change in that stadium, and it was just draining. And you knew exactly when he sat down and he couldn't walk. You knew exactly what it was, and it was going through everybody's head. So it's unfortunate, but I think their season's over, and I definitely think his career is over.
So I was gonna get to the season. We'll talk about that in just a minute. We get a little ahead, Trey. Damn.
Listen,
I know you amped to talk about it. But I agree with you on the Aaron Rodgers standpoint of I do feel bad for him. I get that standpoint. Obviously he trained real hard. Apparently he was in the best shape, best everything, whether it's hype or not. He invests time just like a lot of pro athletes into what he does best, and I understand that. I do feel bad for him because I've been there. Season ends, injury, it just sucks. I feel bad for him. The Jets, on the other hand, I do not feel bad for because I remember a few weeks you said it, and I kind of, I said, regardless of what you think, I do take in some things that you said. And I remember the interview you had a couple of weeks ago where you were like, they're trying to skip the process, right? They're just trying to jump to it. They got their quarterback, they traded for him. They tried to skip the line of getting a team up from ground one. And they had the team, they just needed a quarterback. And like you said, they skipped that process of growing a quarterback. They thought they could just make it happen like that.
one year thing.
And
Fuck
it,
out of here.
and that's why I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for the Jets. Like that's I would, if anything, let's call it karma because you try to skip the line and not groom your own quarterback. That's what happens. Like
Not
unfortunately,
karma. That's like you wanted it to happen. Nah, I wouldn't go that far. Whoa, take it easy.
No. Karma is just like the energy in the world comes back around. That's what I mean. And that's what happened. Now, instead of you try to skip the process, so you trade for the quarterback you wanted. Now, guess what? You still don't have the quarterback you wanted, and you got to deal with Zach. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
You got to stick with him.
Grand Pooba in the comments said Zach Wilson to the Super Bowl, so I don't know.
I mean, maybe the MILFs in Zach Wilson's bed might say that, okay? But that's about the only Super Bowl he's going to is maybe a threesome with a couple of the Jets' mom's players. You know what I'm saying? But I just see it as karma. They try to skip the process, and it just happens. But I do feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. You got that standpoint. So is their season over? Obviously, you gave your answer, but I want you to elaborate a little bit on it.
Absolutely, they're not going to be able to compete with the playoff Joe Burrow and the playoff Patrick Mahomes, and in my opinion, even the playoff Josh Allen. I mean, that wasn't the normal Josh Allen we saw, but in general, that team, that we still know they're a quarterback away, and Zach Wilson right now is still developing. He's not the solution right now. So yeah, I still do think they're going to be a quarterback away. I don't think they even make the playoffs, let alone what we just saw from Miami too. Like again, that division is too tough. If they was in the AFC, maybe, but again, even that's not. I mean, they are in the AFC. Excuse me. If they was in the NFC, maybe if they were in a weaker division, like the NFC South, for instance. But them being in the AFC, it's no way. It is no possible way that they can do that with Zach Wilson.
I highly disagree. I will say I didn't see a different person with Zach Wilson last night, but he did seem a little bit more mature. He seemed like a different quarterback than what he did previously, where he actually was going through his reads a little bit. He did make that one mistake with the interception, but besides that, I saw a pretty mature quarterback, and I think hanging around Aaron Rodgers helped that. Now, do I think he's going to be a Pro Bowler or have tremendous success this year? No, but they don't need him, I think, to make the playoffs. I really don't. I think they have that running game, which I'll get to in just a minute. But they have a run game between Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook that I think is good enough to get you there, plus a defense that can slow down opposing offenses. I do see that, and I don't think they'll run away with the AFC East, but I think they will be in contention right there. Again, like you said, I think it will be Miami and the Jets right there. But I mean, hell, if Tua gets a concussion, okay, the Dolphins are out of like you brought up a couple weeks ago. If he gets a concussion, their season is most likely over. Okay, and now you got who's left? You got the Bills. And we saw how that turned out last night.
What's up with you hoping this on people? What is wrong with you? Why would you say that out loud? If he gets another, what's wrong with you? Who says that?
It's a fact. If he gets another concussion, his career is over.
It's like you praying for my man's downfall. Let him live. Damn.
No. I like to. I don't have anything wrong. But I'm just creating a possible scenario where that.
Who says that?
Wait, you play football, you get concussions, like it happens. I'm not hoping it for him, but like we can see he got 2 last year. You don't think you can get 1 this year? Like,
you just don't put that in the atmosphere. That's it. It's just plain and simple. You should know that as a previous football player. You don't do that. Like if he gets injured.
Go ahead. I did start this episode off pretty ruthless. I will say with the whole karma thing. My bad. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I will say, and tell me if you notice this too. Breece Hall is better than Dalvin Cook right now. Like, I think it's clear from the football I was seeing.
Relax.
Am I wrong on that?
Relax, Bob. Take it easy. Take it easy.
You don't think so?
Take it easy. It's one game. Relax. Take it easy.
And just observation. The Jets did better when Breece Hall was making plays. And Dalvin Cook was kind of like taking what he could get Whereas Bruce Hall is like, I'm gonna make my own way. That's all I'm saying.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Oh my, stop! You're so conservative right now. I don't like it. All right. Anyways, is anything else that you noticed from last night's game? How do you feel about the Bills' defense and how they did against Zach Wilson led offense? How do you feel about them?
I think the defense was fine. Me personally, it's just you're turning the ball over too much, so it's like you're put in a bad position. So I'm not worried about their defense at all. I mean, they came out the gate doing what they need to, getting pressure. So I don't necessarily think that was the issue. I just think they was put in bad positions and just on the field too long, in my opinion. So I'm not worried about the defense. I'm not worried about Josh Allen either. He's fine. He played like shit. He even said it himself. So it's no need to overreact to that. Which, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. A lot of people are panicking on Josh Allen. I don't agree with that. I think he just went against a really, really good defense. Who, hell, we were touting the Jets defense all off season long. So when we get to this type of game, of course that's what's going to happen when even a good quarterback goes against a great defense. You know what I mean? I also think that the one thing that Josh Allen, the reason for all his interceptions was he was just trying to extend the play a little bit too long.
Mm-hmm.
I would say two of those three interceptions came on him trying to thread the needle before he got hit and just hold on and get rid of the ball at the very last second, which is a great thing in some cases, but it was just bad timing, I think, in my opinion.
Agreed. Definitely agree.
And yeah, I think with Josh Allen thing, we're pretty much done with that game. Is there a quarterback you would like to see the Jets reach out and get?
Absolutely.
I keep hearing the Tom Brady name. Of course, we have to talk about it because it is out there. And apparently, the rumor is that Tom Brady wouldn't be against it.
That man is not coming out of retirement to learn a whole nother system and learn. He is not coming out of retirement. It's just, again, I don't even think it's real news. I just think it's the media and people speculating. But that day is not about to bother that man. Let alone if they do, that's how desperate they are. But no, I'm not believing the hype with that at all.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. As a Patriots fan, personally, if there was a way for both those teams to lose last night, that would have been ideal from my standpoint. But I want to see Tom Brady in a Jets uniform. Like, it's just it makes my stomach cringe up a little bit. It just wouldn't feel right. That's like seeing your ex get like thrashed by like her ex in front of your face. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that.
I don't know. I think I might watch that.
Yeah, you are.
I think I might watch that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
You are. Wow, boy, man. All right, so we're stick with us, guys. We are gonna be experimenting with some different segments and stuff. We're trying to get used to this. Our first season, really doing this pod. But please stick with us. The first new segment we're going to do is upsets of the week. Pretty much just talking about the big upsets of the week that I don't think a lot of people saw coming. So let's go ahead and get into it. With the Browns upsetting the Bengals, I, for one, with Big Daddy Joe Burrow, did not see this coming. I know Trey loved it. So what were a couple takeaways from this game that you had, Trey?
Just Joe Burrow wasn't comfortable. He wasn't himself, clearly, and it's nothing that I don't feel like it was anything that Cleveland did that was like, oh my God, we figured him out. No, he's coming back from a injury. He hasn't really played football during that time. Other than last week was like the first time we've seen him touch a ball since the injury. So again, don't look much into this, but again, it's just I love it because I don't like Joe Burrow. So I just love the fact, and I do think again the Browns are going to win this division. So I'm very happy that they won that game. So they did what they needed to do.
In the world, if I would have told you before the season started that the Bills, the Bengals, and the Chiefs all three lose, in week 1, I'm be honest, I just wouldn't believe you. But for this game specifically, when I saw the stats, I didn't believe it, and then I tuned into it, and it was like pouring down raining, not giving excuses, but like kind of I would say that explains hold on Deshaun Watson not having as much success as he did, and Joe Burrow, and it kind of makes sense. Again, not putting out excuses, just observation of the weather, which is a factor. You know, not everybody has a dome. Um, and I believe it was at Browns, correct? That's why
Correct.
it was outside.
Mm,
Okay, that's what makes sense. So I mean, the Browns are a third world NFL team, so
the
it
third.
totally
Wow.
makes sense.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
but I would say my second observation was I think it's similar to that Jets Bills game. Was that I think that the Browns are just a really good defense, like we thought so in the first place too. So when a game like this happens, plus you got the rain, it it's just a formula for this to happen. Now, we also said last week we both agreed that Joe Burrow's going to come out slow. Again, you said you threw the injury on top of it, so I think that's a little bit. So I mean, I think it was just the perfect storm for a bad game. Um,
That's valid.
you know,
That's valid.
you just fit. You just kind of it sucks to suck. No one thought that was going to happen.
It also doesn't
But yeah,
hurt. Also doesn't hurt the Browns if you have Nick Chubb who's putting up 100 yards still. So I mean that definitely helps if your quarterback is getting back into rhythm or trying to be in Deshaun Watson, and then you got to still, if not the best running back in the game as your running back. So I yeah, I again they won. I kind of predicted that and hoping that it was. And it was a good close game for the most part. And then yeah, like you said, the weather happened later.
yeah. Well, I mean that too. You just made me think about it. I think that's what you're kind of touching on was with the rain. You got Nick Chubb running the hell out the ball, whereas the Bengals, if you want to call them their Achilles heel, their running game isn't that good. Like Joe Mixon's a good running back, but they don't have as good of a running system or even just a running offense as what the Browns have. So if it's raining and you can run the ball, choose to run the ball, great. And when you got Miles Garrett doing a fucking practicing his crossover before the damn snap goes, you know it's going to be a bad day. And then that's what's like, right? The rain, it just makes sense. It's like they already knew that the ball wasn't gonna get completed anyway. So you put Miles Garrett over center. Who puts Miles Garrett over the center? Yeah, so that's the first thing I thought of. But yeah,
The
it's a lot.
excuse is they lost. Take that fucking L, Joe Burrow. Get used to it. You're not winning the fucking division anyway.
the they'll bounce back next week. I'm not worried about it. Rams versus the Seahawks. Many saw this as an upset because a lot of people had Geno Smith doing somewhat of what he was going to do. I mean, what he did last year. It didn't happen. Matthew Stafford came out pretty confident. What were a couple other observations you had from this game or thoughts?
He got to get back. Gino has to get back to throwing the ball deep, not being just doing check downs the whole time. And I mean, don't get me wrong, he was getting pressured a lot. The Rams was just throwing blitzes left and right. And then when they weren't, again, even their 4-man rush was just getting to him. But they got to do a better job protecting him, and he got to throw the ball deep. The short routes, he pretty much was being the Jets Geno that we all knew. And again, that's not why you got the job. That's not why you got paid last season. So with that being said, yeah, he definitely needs to go back to what he has, and he has the weapons to do it. He has all the weapons in the world. You got a running game, you got and you got the deep ball weapons. So you just need to utilize it more. So just him getting back to that was the main thing I took from that game. But again, I'm not gonna overreact to this loss for them.
Yeah, shame on me for saying that the Rams didn't have a chance for Cooper Cup because they have Puka Nakua as a rookie, and he absolutely killed it.
Who?
Who? Who? Who? What? It was like 10 catches, 100 and plus some yards
Yeah,
from this man.
yeah.
And he has a very similar play style to Cooper Cup. Really good at getting yards after the catch, and just a slippery. He's not white, I mean, if you don't see him without his helmet
Skin
on, he's
complexion.
obviously not white. You said what? Yeah,
I
lighter
said,
complexion. There you go. There you go. Uh, I would like to know his ethnicity too, just with his name. It sounds Hawaiian, but I mean, don't hold me to it. But anyways, yeah, shame on me for not. Even though I did shout him out in the off season, I thought he was gonna be good. I just didn't think he was gonna be the Cooper Cup replacement type good. We'll see how he does next week. I want to keep my eyes on him for the next couple weeks to come. If you're in fantasy football, put a waiver on that man. I guarantee
mm-hmm.
you, unless you're in a deep 12-man league or something like that, you don't got him on your team. So if you want to make the playoffs, I would just put in a waiver. It's not surprising to me that he did this good, but I didn't bet money on it. How about that? And just shout out to Matthew Stafford. We last year we saw him without Cup and it wasn't pretty, and he came out this game in rhythm with confidence, and fucking he just seemed like the quarterback that he was a couple of years ago, winning the Super Bowl. So I would just say keep your eye on just Rams organization and as a whole. Got a whole bunch of
Okay,
youth going on.
relax. Golly, I'm gonna say that. I feel like I'm gonna be saying this a lot this episode. Relax, take it easy, pa. It was one game against the bum Seahawks. We're not gonna sit there and say watch them. No, we're not gonna say that. They're still gonna be trash. Let's stop. Let's stop. Come on,
Let's not
come
act
on.
like the Seahawks didn't have a good defense, and that's not what we thought Matthew Stafford was gonna come out and do. Let's be honest.
Let's stop.
Accept it.
Let's stop. Let's stop.
I'm not saying they're gonna win the Super Bowl. I'm just saying I could if they made a
Listen,
run. Would you
listen.
be surprised if they made a run?
Would I be surprised? Yes. Do I believe it's gonna happen? Absolutely not.
Okay, that's why I say keep your eyes on them.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
No.
Keep your eyes on them uh, to come up because that's what happens every year. Every year we see teams. For example, what's the team last year that did good, really good that we didn't expect? Trying to think. Give me a
I don't know.
give me a leg.
I'm with everybody else. I'm curious where you're going with this. I'll wait.
The Jets, for example, last year we didn't think they were going to be as good as what they were, and they ended up showing out. They put up a fight, and they're a quarterback away from going to the playoffs. That's all I'm saying, and that's not how I see this team. But they put up a good fight in the next couple weeks. Anyways, we're moving on. Uh, Bucks upset the Vikings. Poor Kirk Cousins gets the beatdown handed to him by Baker Mayfield, your best friend. What are your thoughts on this game?
Is it me or does Justin Jefferson only know how to get yards and can't find the end zone for some reason? I don't know. I'm not gonna say that's his fault, but I think that's a
The
trend that
the, the Julio Jones disease.
I'm starting to see
That's what I
that.
call it.
Like he can't get in the end zone for some reason. He can have crazy number of cat receptions and yards, but when it comes to like actually scoring, does he do that when needed? I'm starting to question that. But other than that, I mean, that game. I'm trying to recall what the highlights from that game. They did that offense. Well, no, it was their defense. Excuse me. The Vikings' defense was just all over the place. Like they could not stop. They couldn't get off the field. Their defense, in my opinion, they need a whole rebuild. I feel like they're trying to hang on from their with like Daniel Hunter, Harrison Smith. They got people in their backfield in their secondary that's been there for a while, and they keep trying to like do plugins, but they just need a full rebuild with that defense, and it's kind of showing in my opinion. But their defense is very very lackluster.
That's a great point, and I'm also going to give you some more props because you in our preview show on what Tuesday or Monday, whichever day we did it, you expected the not Browns, the Bucks defense to really come out thumping, and they did. They didn't care whether Baker Mayfield or Tom Brady was a quarterback. They came out, and I would say they got the job done. I would also say it seemed legit in a big. It showed that the Vikings need a running back, and
Mm-hmm.
they showed them that they missed Dalvin Cook. But again, that the Bucks defense was showing out. And they were thumping real early. And shout out to Baker Mayfield again. I'm giving you some more props. Baker Mayfield, he came out and got the job done. Okay, we're not going to give him too many props, but he came out and got the job done, and probably had one of his better whole games that he's had in the last 3 to 4 years. So shout out to him. I like seeing a comeback story, even though I didn't expect it. With that being said, that's the upset segment of the week. We are going to move on to the chill out or hit the panic button segment. So either I'm going to say a topic, we're going to say chill the fuck out on it, okay? Or we're going to say it's time to hit the panic button. And it's week 1, and we're already talking about this. So this is going to be a little crazy, okay? First segment, we have the Saints beating the Titans. Is this something that Saints fans should probably chill out? Or should they hit the panic button in the Titans? Go ahead.
They need to, in my opinion, they need to hit the panic button. And I say that because of the fact the Titans had Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions, and it was still a 1-possession game. That's horrible. Let alone y'all are supposed to have been only a quarterback away from kind of putting up 25 plus points a game. Again, it's only the first game. But again, y'all playing a team that turned the ball over like crazy, and they couldn't move the ball for nothing. They got the ball over the 50 numerous times, and they could not even barely get 3. So for them to not take this game and show that they are going to be offensively strong and dependent, I think they need to hit the panic button.
If we're talking about the Saints offense, I say chill out. Okay, just chill out. Okay, this is first off. Yes, you did mention Derek Carr. Okay, this is his first game with his new team, and it takes a little bit to get some chemistry going. That's what I will say. So that's the main reason why I would say chill out. I didn't expect. I lied. I did say I wanted Derek Carr to come out there flat. It didn't happen, and so I didn't rule that out of the realm of expectation or outcome. You know, so that I just say if it's not happening, and I say by week 6, then we really got issues. It's probably too late at that point. You're not gonna make playoffs at that point anyway. If we're waiting until week 6 to see you flip the switch. If we're talking about, let's go ahead and go into the Titans offense. So you kind of mentioned it with Tannehill's 3 interceptions. I'm hitting the panic button if I'm the Titans offense, mainly because you didn't play Derrick Henry. He got out snapped by the backup running back. You didn't play Derrick on any of the 3rd down conversions. Which, granted, I get he can't catch a ball, but like your chances with Derrick Henry on a power run versus what's the kid's name? The backup running back. You know who? What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'll tell you in just a second. I have his name. It is. Tajay Spears. Tajay Spears. Again, who we talking about? Like Tajay Spears. You didn't give. Again, you didn't give Derrick Henry the right snaps. Tannehill did Tannehill things with 3 interceptions. It's time to move on. Like how many mediocre years do you need of Tannehill to just be like, okay, guys, let's pack it up? You know what I'm saying?
Panic.
It's
time
hit the panic button. Hit the panic button.
Next, we got that Sunday night game. Whew. Cowboys beating the Giants. I'm going to.
Cowboys first. Cowboys first.
Well, again, with them, I'm gonna say chill out. For the Cowboys, I'm gonna say chill out. I do believe the defense will be one of the best in the league. I do think they're going to be obviously a top team in the league, but let's not overreact here. Again, it was the Giants. They haven't really been on it.
Are you sure? Because the door greeter at Walmart told me that the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. So I'm just trying to see who I should believe here. You or the door greeter?
Again, they're gonna be good this year, but let's check. They ain't gonna be doing this to everybody. Like again, it was the Giants, so I would say chill out. Let's not overreact to this game. So for the Cowboys, they played great, but I'm gonna chill out. It's too soon.
Chill out too soon. Okay. What about the Giants? What are you thinking about the Giants?
Also, chill out. It's one game. They're not gonna win every division game. We know how that crazy division is. But that game specifically, they just looked completely lost. And that's not all on Daniel Jones. I know everybody was quick to throw him under the bus and oh my God, they should have got rid of him. They overpaid. Chill out. It's one game. Because the next game when he run for possibly 100 yards, everybody's like, oh my God, he's the quarterback again. He'll have the future. Let's chill out. Again, one game. They look like shit. They need to go back to the drawing board. Coach Dabo need to get his shit together. But again, their line looked shitty.
It's not Dabo.
Dabo, same shit. Their wide receivers need to.
One coach is at Clemson and one coach is the New York Giants. That's the big difference. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Their wide receivers need to. They don't have any receivers, so they need to create separation. And again, their line was just playing shitty, so they couldn't have no run game. But let's just chill out. Let's not overreact to that one game.
I agree with you with the Cowboys. Even though if you're a Cowboys fan, I give most time I'm not Cowboys fans for obviously overhyping it. Like, please don't. I'm gonna hear Super Bowl hype. Like, don't be the door greeter at Walmart. But you have a reason to be happy. That was a division game. You won it by blowout, by absolutely a good ass whipping, and that's how you want to win division games. I would say also, you didn't really get to see Dak like that either. So that's another reason to kind of chill out. He didn't really get his chance to shine, or the team didn't depend on him to win that game. The defense won that game by themselves and special teams. Okay. Also, for the New York Giants, hit the motherfucking panic button. And I'm 100% on that. Because this is why I'm saying hit the panic button. What is this offense? Okay, if your quarterback in Daniel Jones, the one that you paid all this money to, can't get you going when you're down so many points. Like, offenses in today's NFL are made to come back from these giant deficits. And this man couldn't complete a motherfucking pass. Like, nothing. Like, even when the defense let up somewhat, he couldn't complete the damn pass. And it's with the type of quarterback he is, where he can run and he can quote unquote pass, if whatever you want to say, a dual threat quarterback. Okay, if he's got the space, he should be able to be the runner pass threat. I didn't see any of that.
Who was he throwing the ball to? Who was he throwing the ball to?
I'm with you. I understand. I'm fucking with you. But we heard all year from the New York Giants, we don't need Saquon Barkley. We got Daniel Jones, essentially. That's what they told us all offseason, until they finally hackled him, hackled him on his pay. That's what we were told. I'm just going off of what they're telling us. And it didn't seem like that.
Again, and that gives more credit to that defense, which obviously has one of the best defenses in the league. It's going to be a top 5 defense this year, if not 3 defense. That again, look who you have on the outside. You have Diggs on one side, and then you got Stephon Gilmore on the other, and you still got Micah Parsons and Dexter Lawrence rushing. You have no time back there. And we're not going to forget about their safeties, and I forgot his first name, but his last name Wilson. We're not going to act like these jokers aren't studs back there. They have no time, and the Giants have no receivers. They need to stop shopping at Walmart and Target and go fucking to free agency and either draft somebody or freaking pay somebody to come to New York, because they need receiver help bad.
And that's why I say hit the panic button, because they don't have any receivers, because your quarterback can't get you going when you're down by 40. Because, okay, if it's not the Cowboys, okay, that you're going to face another time this year. Okay, let's talk about the Eagles. Do you think they're going to have a better luck against the Eagles' defensive line?
Yeah, it's a
No, no.
it's
Pause, pause,
division.
pause, pause. That's another two games. Okay, let's talk about the Redskins. De'Aaron Payne ain't no fucking joke. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm missing a couple names on uh who's another somebody else from that Redskins defensive front.
Jonathan Allen.
They're loaded up front too. Like this isn't gonna get better. I hit the funny fucking panic button. Even with and I kind of at this point I kind of agree why they didn't want to pay Saquon Barkley because he's not gonna help you come back from 40 down. But I don't agree with them paying for Daniel Jones so damn much. So hit the fucking panic button. If I'm the president, I'm sending nukes and we're just restarting the whole fucking team. Okay, we're doing an expansion team in Canada. Okay. Uh, New York already has a team in the Jets. We'll just restart it over, okay? Let's go to the next one. Jacoby Myers. I'm hitting the absolute chill the fuck out button, okay? Chill out on yes. Well, first off, you hit the chill out button because he's in concussion protocol. That's a big fucking reason to hit the chill out button. I'm also hitting the chill out button because as a Patriots fan, I saw this man for years. And he had some good games, but this 2 touchdown game he had isn't something that he's gonna have routinely with the Raiders. He great kid from NC State, I believe. You as a alumni should know that. And go Pack. Hey, speaking of, sorry, I'm going on a rant.
Yeah.
But NC State, did you see where the kid had like play? You guys got a guy on your football team that's like played 9 years or 8 years of college football.
Yeah, he needs to get a real job. Stop playing with other little kids.
Facts. But anyways, back to Jacoby Myers. Yeah, man, it's like I don't expect this. Raiders fans, I know you're really happy about this, but like Devontae Adams is the guy you guys need to be feeding because he can actually carry that team. Jacoby Myers isn't going to do that for you. So again, hit the panic or no, hit the chill the fuck out button. But
same. He didn't really chill out pretty much. Again, chill the fuck out. He didn't go up against nobody. It's not like he was going against the number one freaking corner on that team because Patrick Surtain would have clamped his little ass up. He was going against fucking Damari Mathis, and he shouldn't even be the second cornerback on that team. So realistically, he was going against nobodies, and I mean, he had time to get open. So no, I'm not overreacting to this. Again, do not expect that on a regular. Again, 2 touchdowns. I know fantasy people was like, oh my god, should we go pick him up in waivers? Yeah, go do that shit. You're gonna be wasting your time. But absolutely not. Chill the fuck out.
Just curious from your point of view, being a Broncos fan, are you concerned about your secondary with that, or no?
Well, yeah, now I am. We had an injury with one safety, the young safety we was developing, and then now again we need another corner. So absolutely, for that defense, I would definitely hit the panic button. Also, due to the fact that we have no pass rush, they have names that are like, okay, I feel like you could do something, but right now you don't have time for that. You need people that's going to do something, and it's a definite. So for that defense, the Denver Broncos defense, I would definitely hit the panic button. They need to make a trade. It's names out there that they could go get that are possible that won't re-sign, like Chase Young, who's possibly on a trading block, as well as again Daniel Hunter from Minnesota. It's people out there that are 1-year deals away or need extensions that they could trade for and extend. So I would definitely hit the panic button.
Do you think you guys, if you could reverse history and keep Bradley Chubb, do you think you
absolutely not? No, absolutely not. No. Oh, he's overrated.
What?
Overrated.
NC State? No.
Overrated. He's a cool guy.
All right.
Cool guy. I know him a little bit personally. He's a cool guy, but he in the league he doesn't stand out. He's like a normal person.
Any chance we could reach out to him and get him on the pod? No.
Possibly. 100%? Probably not after saying that, but we'll see what we can do.
he won't rewatch this episode, I promise. Anyways, next, the Bengals offense obviously struggled against the Browns. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Is that thunder outside? Anyways, yeah, the Bengals offense. Are we hitting the panic button? Or are we just chilling the fuck out?
Chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. Let's not act like they're not gonna get their shit together like they didn't again. Joe Burrow just coming back from a little injury, weeks without football. Um, let's not overreact here. He still is Joe Burrow. He still is good. Let's not overreact to them losing one game. Like I said, even the best quarterback in the league lost. So if he can lose and bounce back, I'm not worried about Joe Burrow losing one game.
Got you. I just heard like the biggest thunder strike behind me. So if this whole shit goes out, just know that's why, and we might have to start this back up and just piece it together. Anyways, yeah, I'm with you. Just chill the fuck out. Just like I said, it was a perfect storm, I would say, for a bad game for them. Uh, you know, give Burrow some time to get back in the rhythm. I mean, the same offense he's been running for the past few years. Um, you just give it some time. It was a special scenario. Um, you know how big I'm on Joe Burrow. I'm not gonna go too much in on it, but yeah, just it'll come around. Ravens offense. Are we chilling the fuck out, or are we hitting the panic button? They did lose J.K. Dobbins, who is out with a Achilles tear. Unfortunately, you know, poor situation. That was not karma. That was just a fucked up situation. Okay, but they're in. Lamar Jackson didn't go off like we both kind of expected. We both kind of chose him to be our MVP of the year. So what are we doing? Are we hitting the panic button or what?
And for that reason exactly is why I'm hitting the panic button. Let alone their offense didn't look fluid in any kind of way or form. I'm hitting the panic button. They went up against the fucking Texans. The fucking Texans.
Wait, because of J.K. Dobbins going out? Is that why we're hitting the panic button? Or?
No, we're hitting, if you let me finish. Their offense, not no running game, their offense looked like shit. And again, your quarterback played like shit against the fucking Texans. That's not good. So, off rip, again, their passing game didn't look strong. Their running game, again, didn't look the best. In general, their offenses look like shit. So, yes, I would hit the panic button in the sense of they need urgency. They need a sense of urgency. Because, again, if they are playing an elite team or even a decent team, they would have lost that game. They played the Texans, and they didn't separate till about halftime.
Yeah, this is not a game I paid attention to as what it seems like as you did. But just out of respect for Lamar Jackson, and historically him in the regular season versus the postseason, he does good. He traditionally does good. I'm just not this one game. It is a week one thing, and freak things happen. Um, and again, the running backs, even without J.K. Dobbins going, I mean, even with J.K. Dobbins going out, they seemed okay. They had a couple more chances to get back into the end zone, and did pretty fine. So I'd say be patient with it, um, but probably gonna see me hitting the panic button around if we're going week 3 and we don't see much improvement, then I say you hit a panic button around that time. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's valid.
But I agree with your reasoning just because of I think the expectations we came in with. Next up, we already talked about the Denver defense, Saints offense, Titans offense, the Commanders. Sam Howell, who was expected to come in and have a really really good start, did not meet expectations. Are we are we hitting the panic button? Not on just Sam Howell, but just the Commanders in just overall. What are we doing?
Nah, we should chill the fuck out. Again, just you. Even if it was the worst team in the league, being the Cardinals. Again, it was a close game. Pretty much, it was a nail biter till the last drive. I don't want to overreact because again, I feel like as we were saying with the previous team, the Ravens. Sometimes some offenses do take time to develop. Let alone it is a new system for people. Um, and again, even a new quarterback for this team is a new quarterback. So just getting used to it. Let's not sit there and rush the process with them. It is going to be a process. But again, when it does come time to those better games, division games especially, they're going to have to play better and be able to put up more points. Their defense played good in my opinion. So again, just overall, it was like a decent outing. But again, that offense can't be like that against the worst team in the league. Like that can't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that the Cardinals came out not like we from the outside perspective. Sometimes we see a team that doesn't have a chance, and we think they're gonna come out with uh not a they're not gonna come out like a man on a mission.
Mm.
Essentially, they're not gonna come out with the urgency, and that Cardinals defense came out again thumping early, and because of that, I'm gonna say you hit the panic button because Sam Howell is what I thought he was. I mean, I this is how I thought Sam Howell to perform. I mean, I know how much you love UNC being an NC State guy, and so I just Sam Howell. There was nothing spectacular about him physically and just his athletic attributes to the game. There's nothing phenomenal about that. I was gonna say physical, but I was gonna let that pause. Uh, but it's just the Commanders. No, I don't think anybody really expected them to have an amazing season. So I mean, it's just the Cardinals just came out hungry. A whole bunch of guys who are probably looking for contracts after this season or next season, um, and don't expect to staying with their team. So I don't know. I saw it as this is what I expected, and you're going to be hitting the panic button all season long, being the Commanders. Next up, we have the Chargers. This is a topic I really want to get to because that's probably one of the best games. I want to say of the year. Obviously, it's fucking week one, but it was a really good game between Miami and the Chargers. Herbert didn't look amazing, and that defense was just not got roasted, burnt, burnt toast by Miami. What was a couple of your takeaways?
Their their offense again, it wasn't clicking on all cylinders, but I feel like it was doing enough to keep up and it was to keep them in the game. Like I said, their defense was just atrocious completely. Secondary is question marks all around, other than Derwin James. Um, their line just didn't get any kind of pressure, in my opinion, onto it. Which again, we all know if you put him on his ass a couple times, he'll be rattled, and they couldn't even do that. Um, so definitely, again, the Chargers as a unit, they were fighting, and I did see the fight in them. But again, superstars will be superstars, and that's what the hell happened with Tyreek. So again, he just exposed their defense pretty much. So again, their defense is definitely their Achilles heel, and you kind of see the age in Khalil Mack a little bit. I don't want to overreact to it, but I was you don't expect that from when you hear his name. You expect a big presence, and I did not get that at all.
I agree with you. I mean, man, the Khalil Mack thing. Me and you talked a little bit after the game, and I just the ineffectiveness of Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa just was on full display, and there was nothing spectacular about how they played. Unfortunately, the defense is historically this is as healthy as they get. So this is going to be some of the best football they play. And if that's some of the best football they play, I wasn't impressed. Um, what I am curious about is is the Dolphins offense just that fucking good, or is that Chargers defense just not that good? If that makes sense.
It's definitely the Dolphins' offense. I mean, we all know they're gonna score points. Look who they have on their team. They have speed. It's not, in my opinion, it's not that hard to throw a streak to the fastest guy in the league and just all out burn somebody. Like let's not like act like that's not very easy to do. Let alone we all know that's in their playbook when they're desperate. Um, And again, not to say they were desperate at times, but again, if they need quick points, no, you do that. You do exactly what you're supposed to do. You abuse the tools that you pay for. So they did what they supposed to do and what kind of everybody expected out of this game. A high scoring game. As I thought, I said it was going to be like 38, 35 or some shit like that. I definitely said it was going to be high scoring. And that's what you got. It was just a matter of who could make less mistakes and who can count on their superstars when they need it. And definitely Dolphins won that matchup.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm assuming you're gonna just hit the chill the fuck out button on the Chargers, or are we panic button?
Nah, yeah, we do that. We're definitely just we're chilling out for now. Come back in a couple weeks and we'll see if it's the same.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, bro. I think that I'll give it a couple of weeks because I want to see the competition they're going against and kind of shape it up their way. You know, week one is something, but I want to see multiple different matchups and see how they react. But I got a feeling. I just have a feeling, and I've been saying this all off season. It seems like this is what it's gonna be like. And I'm not saying this again, but guess who came up short in the fourth quarter when they had a chance to win the game? That's all I'm fucking saying. I'm just making an observation and pointing out analytics. That's all I'm saying. But I will say this, and I'm not going to put it all on Justin Herbert and him, but in that fourth quarter, in those last couple of possessions, that Miami pass rush was crazy. The fact that they sent Jalen, what's his name? I can't remember. Pretty much the two pass rushers from Miami literally just meet and sandwich the shit out of Justin Herbert at the only game-winning, potential game-winning drive was really impressive. But yeah, with that being said, on to the next. Justin Fields. Are we hitting? Man, fuck. I don't even want to talk about this, man. I don't. Fucking Justin fucking Fields. Are we hitting the panic button on this kid, or are we just chilling out a little bit longer?
We're gonna chill out. We're gonna chill out. As much as it hates me to say that, we're gonna chill out. It's one game. I think he's gonna play like dog shit. I think he's gonna do this every game, in my opinion. I'm gonna wait to prove that point by letting him do what he needs to do by doing that. But it's one game. Let's not overreact. It is a division rival. They kind of know his tendency. They know his strengths and everything like that. So they know what to do to get to him, and they did exactly that. They got physical with him. When plays were over, they were pretty much annoying the shit out of him. Yeah, they were doing everything. They were getting to him after the play was over, during the play, like you said, just knocking him out, getting him rattled, and it fucking worked. And like I said, that's what I predicted was gonna happen for him. And again, he just watching him play. He doesn't go through his progressions. He really doesn't. He's quick to go get out the pocket and just run. That's all he knows how to do. But with all that being said, let's not overreact. It's only one.
Unfortunately, I agree with you. I coming out of the off season, and I don't want to talk about this, but I put some faith in him. I saw the bright spots, and that's what I wanted to buy into. But he just, it's him getting the ball hiked to him, and not even looking down the field or trying to. And it's not even a design quarterback run. It's just the kid is so hard-headed. And I don't blame Chicago for being fed up with it, man. Like, who wants multiple 3-win seasons? Like, great, yeah, it's cool to watch on some highlights, the plays he makes. But fuck, man. I don't like it. I just don't. And I feel like, you're saying chill the fuck out, but like, and I don't want to overreact to week one, but we've seen this story before. And we're going to wait till week 7 till when he has a game like the rain puddle game where he was sliding around last year. And okay, he's great at the tail end of the regular season, and they're begging for a playoff bid. Man, I don't want to do that. And if this is the same thing we're going to keep seeing every fucking year, like this is year 3, right? Year 3 or 4. For him?
3,
something like that.
Three.
I think it's 3. And this is what there's no progress then. There's no progress if we're gonna see this again. So, I'm not gonna hit the panic button, but I'm chilling out. But you can guarantee on this pod, I will I will go the fuck off if we keep seeing this. Like, if it's week 6, matter of fact, it's probably gonna be something a segment every damn week at this point because we've talked about him so much. Um, let's move on because I didn't want to talk about him in the first place. Geno Smith, your favorite guy, your buddy. Did we already talk about him? Talk about him a little bit.
We did. But
he was the upset game. Yeah,
but let's not overreact. I mean let's chill the fuck out. I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him a couple weeks as well. Just because again it was a division rival. I really take that into consideration when playing, especially early on. I definitely take that into consideration. So you got punched in the mouth. Let's see if you get back up and get back to why again they decide to keep you longer than what they planned, or continue to play like that and show why you're just a mediocre quarterback. So again, I don't want to overreact. It's only one. I know I've been saying that a lot today, but in general, I do believe he can be better, and I know he will be better. So again, let's chill out with Geno.
I'm not gonna hit the panic button yet, but I don't want to see the same quarterback essentially as what we saw week 1 that we saw at the end of last year, and that kind of makes me feel like the peak has peaked and we're coming down. I forgot the educational term, but we're coming back to the norm. We're coming back to the norm of Geno Smith. He's not playing bad, but he's being a decent filling quarterback, and that's what we're seeing. You know, I feel like again we keep seeing this. They already know he isn't the guy. He isn't the guy. So he to me he's just showing that more and more. But I'm gonna chill out on it. But the regression back to the norm is what we're seeing. And I think we're gonna keep seeing this for weeks and weeks and weeks. He had his good little moment, but yeah. Jordan Love, who you were high on coming or higher than me in the off season, had I would say a really good week, and led that Packers offense. And some would say he had a better game than Aaron Rodgers did for the most of last year. So he seemed to have a good week. Are we hitting the panic button, or are we chilling the hell out?
We're not even chilling out. We giving him the flame seat. This man is about to be the fucking truth, and I'm not even bullshitting. I like Jordan Love, but he did what he was supposed to do. Like I said, he took advantage of what the defense was giving him. Again, watching that game and seeing him go through reads, you actually saw him actually be comfortable in the pocket. You saw I've noticed the development in him because I was high about him when he came out of college. And again, I see the progression in him. I'm seeing the development pay off, and now we get to see it for a full season. And again, I don't want to overreact. It is only one game, but if he continues, all he has to do is get close to that every game. And again, as my boy Rasul Douglas said on that team, they had 30 years of bread, or 30 with what they had, 30 years. They're about to get another 30 years. They good. Jordan Love is the truth. I'm telling y'all now.
Relax. No, but I was high on him coming out of college too. When he had his couple starts and a couple fill-ins for Aaron Rodgers, I kind of backtracked after those results. But I will say I'm with you. I saw a quarterback. Maybe it's the little goatee thing he had on the tip of his chin. You know, he just looked a little bit more mature. He didn't seem as animated after a bad play or a good play. He seemed like a matured quarterback, and I was extremely impressed by his performance. I give him his props. I'm not gonna hit the panic button. Obviously, there's no reason to hit the panic button, I feel like Trey hit the panic button for saying 30 years, but whatever. Um, I would say give him his props. No, I'm not chilling the fuck out. He did. He deserves. He had a really good game. I want to see him keep it going. We'll see how I feel next week. Um, Eagles offense went against the Patriots, and they didn't do as good as what a lot of people thought. They had a really successful first half because they had this big lead, and didn't follow up with the momentum of that first half. So are we hitting the panic button? Are we chilling the fuck out? Are we gonna say Adam was right because the Patriots almost beat the Eagles? Like, what are we doing here?
He wants some kind of credit for almost winning. What is that when you almost win? Oh yeah, it's called a loser. Anyway, I
You know
would
what's so funny? Why did you look to your left
because I have
as if
audiences.
someone's
I
beside
have
you?
audiences everywhere. You know, sometimes you just don't know. So we're gonna ask the audience, what is a winner? What is a almost winner? A loser.
If
And
you're not first, you're last.
yeah,
Shot Ricky Bobby.
all of it, all of it. So with that being said, let's chill out. Let's not act like they're not gonna get back to where they need to be and score a high point, a high amount of points a game, and just outscore people. Again, they went against Bill Belichick. We all know is the best coach at making adjustments on the fly and adjusting to the team they're playing live as it's happening. So again, let's not overreact or let's not give it credit where it's due. Bill Belichick definitely did what he needed to do defensively, and he rallied the troops after being down. Was it 14 or 16 zip? They had them, and then again
It was 19-0, I believe.
see. So again, he rallied his troops. That's what good leaders do, and again, his defense made their comeback as they needed to. So with that being said, again, that doesn't discredit the offense of the Eagles. They did look sloppy and out of sync at times, but again, it being the first game and all against one of the best defensive minded coaches in the game, I don't want to overreact to it. So let's chill the fuck out.
I'm right there with you. Even as a Patriots fan, I was excited that we're coming back. We just Mac Jones didn't get the job done, but I mean that's the usual news. So I mean, who really cares on that standpoint? But I will say that I kind of saw it coming just because I spoke about this on the previous show that it was a perfect matchup. This Patriots team versus the Eagles team, and I thought we were gonna have a better chance to win, um, but things were a little sloppy with Jalen Hurts. There was a crazy fumble that he had where it kind of looked just like the one in the Super Bowl. He's really got to work on that, but definitely not hitting the panic button. Um, I just chill the fuck out, because I think if they went against any other team besides the Patriots, not putting my team on a pedestal, but like any other team they would have won against, they would have beat. It's just Bill Belichick is that guy, and he creates those matchups that you really need. So again, shout out to the Eagles team. Do not. It was a good game. You guys beat us fair and square. Fuck Mac Jones, and yeah, we're chilling the fuck out on that. With that being said, I do have a little bit of breaking news. I mean, it's more like who cares, but like, I like a good comeback story. Former Bears running back Tyreek Cohen is signing with the Panthers after having a workout. If you don't know, in 2020 he tore pretty much every ligament in his knee, and then had another injury in 2002, I believe, 2001, something like that.
It's not Tyreek Cohen. It's Tariq Cohen.
Is it Tariq Cohen? I'm sorry. I, I'm sorry, Mr. White Man. All right, look, yeah, but yeah, I like a good comeback story. He signed with North Carolina. He did go to college at A&T, so shout out to them. I had some good times at North Carolina A&T that we won't talk about on this podcast, but it was great, little something, something. Yeah, I actually during the time he attended the school, the walk of shame, giving him like a little chin up, you know what I'm saying, walking past. But yeah, shout out to him. So yeah, that's a little breaking news we got. with that being said, before we go into the next segments, we only got a couple more to go. Let's do our commercial break for Dreadsock, our wonderful sponsor. 3, 2, 1. All right, we are back from our Dreadsock commercial. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you check them out if you have locks or a protective hairstyle. Keep those things wrapped up and lint free. Check out their website, Instagram page. With that being said, also make sure you guys check us out. As of right now, we are doing Tuesdays at 8 o'clock and or Friday/Saturday at 8 o'clock, depending on what's happening. But yeah, make sure you tune us in on kick.com for streaming and YouTube Live. We might be changing that soon. We've talked about it, but we'll go from there. Next segment we have is our Players of the Week. And Trey, I'll hand you the mic and let you reveal your player of.
So we're kind of piggybacking off, the best game ever. Sarcastically, he says, and Madden with the player of the week. So if people don't get these player options and these on Mutt,
my team,
yeah, fuck you, Madden, because you're idiots. But my player of the week, nonetheless, is Jordan Love. As I stated before, I think what I saw from him, it was very, very inspiring as a watching Packers fan. I'm not that person. I'm not a Packers fan. Let me make sure I'm stating that. But as a Packers fan, I think you would be very, very excited after watching him play. Again, he didn't make any mistakes. He was very comfortable going through his progressions. And you just got like what you saw from the guy. So my player of the week with 3 touchdowns, you can't argue from that as your quarterback. Again, and with no interception. So with that being said, Jordan Love, my player of the week. Adam?
All right. Enough deep throating. It seemed like Trey wants some of Jordan's love. That's what it seems like. By the way, Tyreek Hill got the player of the week or whatever.
Of course he did. Yeah. I mean, he deserved it, but yeah.
I don't want to play it anymore, but I still get the tweets from the shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as much my player of the week, I think we both chose guys that were like not the most popular picks, right? But I will go with first before I say his name. We all talk about how football is a team sport, okay? But this player was a one-man band, and Micah Parsons. And he obliterated Daniel Jones, and that is nothing more than I want in the world than Daniel Jones to get his face planted over and over and over again. And even Dable decided not to take Daniel Jones out of the game because he wanted Parsons to get dry humped on the ground by Michael Parsons over and over again. And again, it was a one-man band. It didn't matter where you lined him up. Like, he did Michael Parsons things, but it sparked some comparisons to Lawrence Taylor, which I'll support, even though Lawrence Taylor, as Bill Belichick says, is the best defensive player that he's ever coached in his life and the best defensive player ever.
Yeah, you can say that when you old as dirt, but anyway.
What? What'd you say?
You could say that when you old as dirt, but whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's facts. Speaking of that, a little fact that a lot of people don't know is that Bill Belichick actually has 7 Super Bowl championship rings. You want to know where his first came from?
The Giants.
Yes, he was the defensive coordinator back in LT, and the Giants won the Super Bowl. A lot of people don't know that. They think he just fucking popped up at the Patriots and the fucking Cleveland Browns and just started coaching. But he had success before that as a coordinator. But anyways, Michael Parsons, one-man band, fucking obliterating offenses. I hope he goes on a LT-like tear this season. Shout out to him. He's my player of the week. So, there you go. We're going to go on to our next segment segment before last, in best performing team. We get to pick what teams we thought performed the best. And Trey, I'll let you go first again because I'm very generous.
Yes, that's very kind of you. I appreciate that. The 49ers. What I liked as a team, I think in all three phases of the game, they dominated. A team that we thought, well, we still think, I believe, I speak for both of us, that is on the rise in the Steelers. But they completely dominated them. They made them look like fucking, it was varsity high school versus fucking Pop Warner. They made them look like shit. And the fact that they did that the way they did it, the team was just clicking on all cylinders. Brock Purdy looked great. Defense outstanding. McCaffrey's doing fucking great McCaffrey things. It's you gotta like the 49ers. If you don't, something is fucking wrong with you. Or you just don't like good football. But the 49ers, team of the week. Who you got?
I don't blame you at all for that pick. I was honestly going to pick them before you said you were going to pick them, so I definitely understand what you said. Shocking here, I'm definitely not a Cowboys fan, but
You sure? You've been talking about them a lot today.
I know, and I have a lot of cousins that are like the typical really bad Cowboys fans that like say they're going to the Super Bowl every season and like fucking are like the most annoying type of fans, like the type that wear like the low cut jorts and like wear fucking the old Nikes with the not the hydraulics, but what do you call it? Like the old pump Nikes and shit. Like
Yeah.
it's fucking yeah. Typical. But anyways, Cowboys, I will give you team of the week. You obviously blew a team out without even letting them get a chance to breathe. You know, and Cowboys, the team I give props to the least, but you guys showed out. The offense played good without Dak having a humongous game. You know, you terrorized Daniel Jones all fucking time, all the fucking night. You fucking shut down Saquon Barkley, a top five back. Like you did everything possible. You didn't let Jalen Hyatt get a long ball down the numbers. Like you did everything you had to blow a team out. And if I'm any team that's coming up soon against the Cowboys, I am terrified. I am shaking in my boots because number one, Michael Parsons, but like I'm not gonna talk about it too much because we're gonna obviously be talking about it.
Shaking in my
But I'd
boots.
be scared. I'd be shaking in my boots, man. Uh, yeah, I need a Thunder Buddy, man. It is going crazy out here with this fucking
Not a thunder, buddy.
Thunder Buddy, man. What's that movie with the bear that was cussing and shit?
Ted.
Yeah, Ted. That was my movie, man. If you knew the Thunder Buddy song, I'll sing it with you right now.
Absolutely not.
No, no,
Absolutely
okay.
not.
I mean, I'm a very masculine individual, but like I'm still
Absolutely
secure
not.
in
Absolutely
my vulnerabilities. Okay. On to the last segment. We have a preview of the Monday Night Football game. It is so good to still have football back in our lives.
Thursday night.
We have, huh?
You said Monday, Thursday.
Oh, I'm tripping. Sorry, it is already fucking Monday. Thursday Night Football. Damn, I really fucked up on that. My bad. Thursday Night Football. It's good to say that too. You know, I'll take it. I'll take that lick. But yeah, we have the Vikings versus the Eagles. What are we thinking, Trey? Where do we stand on this game? Who do you think is gonna win?
I'm curious to see how Justin Jefferson gets his rematch against Darius Slay. Cause that last matchup, woo wee, Darius Slay put the fucking he clamped his ass. He clamped his ass. He couldn't even get the ball. Then when he did, it was like he locked his ass up. Plain and simple. He had 2 interceptions. He was taunting him the whole game, grittying and all over him, and he better come correct now. And if I'm not mistaken, the Eagles are home again.
I wasn't sure about that.
I believe their Eagles are home, which they was home the last time they played. So it's not in his favor being Justin Jefferson and the Vikings, but I'm hoping that Justin Jefferson gets his rematch and is able to dominate this game. Not just with
It
fucking.
it is home. It is
Okay.
home.
Not with just fucking yards, but with touchdowns. I hope he dominates this game because if not, they're going to be in for a long game and it's going to be another Thursday blowout game, and we do not want that. So, score wise, I do have the Eagles winning though, and I would say I'll just give it a little bit closer. I'd say 28-20 in favor of Philly.
That is crazy, man. I'll tell you why in just a second. But Darius Slay, I don't know if you knew this, but he had a pick six, of course, against Mac Jones last week.
Nah,
That was a tremendous, very athletic play. So shout out to him. I see more clamps in the future. But Slay. But I think the one thing in both of and the Eagles are gonna win, and it's gonna not be through Jalen Hurts. I don't think this game. I think it's gonna be through this Eagles run game, and I think they realize they need to run a little bit more. They didn't give up on the run versus Eagles. They just didn't implement it as much, and I think that's much needed. Take the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands just a little bit, give him a little bit of a break, and run swift as much as you need to. And Kenneth Gainwell and that whole stable of running backs. I see the Eagles winning, and I'm right there with you. I like that 28-20 score. I might bump it up a little bit, like 33-25 or something like that. But I think this game is really where we see this Eagles defense thrive. We didn't get to see it that much. We saw it in the first half, obviously, but we didn't see it for a full game. I really think we get to see this Eagles defense show out in this game against the Vikings. Kirk Cousins is a primetime game. You know what happens to Kirk Cousins on primetime games. It's going to be even worse with this Eagles front seven, and it's not going to look too good. But then again, I'm just saying that there is a chance. This is not to cover my ass or anything like that. I'm just saying the possibility, just if we do see it, to not be surprised. The Vikings have a bounce back week. That's all I'm saying. If the Vikings have a bounce back week, I wouldn't be surprised. But my prediction is the Eagles show out and they win and they beat the ass. But with that being said, it's still a somewhat close game.
You can't do that. You just said, I'm not going to cover my ass. But then you just covered your ass. You can't do that. Like, who does that? What's wrong with you?
What I'm saying is I won't be like, well, I'm right. Kirk Cousins had a great week with Jefferson getting 3 touchdowns. I'm not gonna. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody wants to hear that. You just.
There is a possibility. Like, think about the Vikings going down fucking 0-2, and that shit's gonna be fucking bad. I mean, I'd be still decent on the Eagles being 1-1, but like, yeah. You know how the Vikings do. They make it close, and they might have a chance at the end.
They're asked to not win their division. They're not even going to be a contender in their division.
I respect it. I see that as a list outcome too. It's possible. It's not, not
He just did it again. He just did it again. Yeah. Hey, scrap, wrap it up, man.
It's a crazy world. Like I said, in a football world where you see the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Bengals all lose as the quote unquote top 3 AFC teams, like that anything can happen. And it's gonna be a lot more craziness going into week 2. With that being said, we will see you guys on Friday or Saturday. Peace out, guys. Great show.